Well, hello, pandas and other trash enthusiasts. It's another gorgeous day, and on this gorgeous day, we have a mission to find... Well, we're going trash picking. That's what we're doing, and I'm hoping to find a whole bunch of great stuff. We're gonna try some new spots, do some exploring. It's always a fun time. But first, I kind of want to check out some of the old, some of the honey holes, see if they're holding out. It can be advantageous and motivating to kick things off with a quick success. It'll carry you through for the rest of the day. So let's see if we can find one. Let's go have a look. Come on. Just here for the scrap metal. Well, there's not a whole lot today, but I'll be more than happy to. Looks like we got a few boxes. Nice. Beautiful. Those will just be recycling. This technically counts as prepared steel as well, because it's got a nice thick piece. That piece. The rest of that, I don't know. But they don't seem to mind me calling it prepared steel at the yard, so that's what we're gonna do. And throw those in the back. Oh, I already blew out the box. Whatever. Doesn't matter, it's still a box. Take care of these and see what else we can find. Now, some of you may remember this bin from last week. I don't expect it to be anything like what it was last week, but I want to know. Wait, that doesn't feel like the same bin. Whew. Okay. I was not correct. This is actually very similar to what it was last week. But this time, it comes with lights. Okay, so right off the bat, this dusty wire looks spectacular. I'll be quite happy to add that to the collection. Let's grab it all. Big thing of foam. Oh, hey, all right. Well, maybe we just use this box for the wire. Gosh, these are really convenient. And actually, they're heavy too. Alrighty, there's those. Bottle bag. Whew. Let's just go to town. Yo, we got batteries. Cool. Dang. There's like a bunch of those boxes. Bottles, batteries, Battlestar Galactica. A little bit of that. And another little bit of that. This is already going quite well. That's actually an aluminum board. That's kind of weird. See if I can get them. Nope. Yes. You. Oh, that box is bursting too. Yeah, not bad at all. Let's keep this party going. Where to next? Oh yeah, there was some kind of good stuff in here. How about now? I had a couple bottles. Sweet, another one of those. That's just like foam and junk. Doesn't matter. Not worried about it. A little bit of wire. Exit signs. More exit signs. More wire. More bottles. More wire. More wire. Another bottle. That's olive oil, Irish whiskey. All right, we'll take that one. Oh, Coca-Cola. Beautiful. And you know what? I wouldn't mind if all we got out of this one was the battery, but you know, all right, we'll take it home. We'll do the whole thing, because it's steel, it's got some wire, it's not going to take that long. Huh. In you go. Cool. Well, once again, I'm going to call that a great success. I was kind of expecting to see absolutely nothing in there and be like, well, that's the importance of getting there, being in the right place at the right time. But we were in the right place at the right time twice in a row. Sweet. I don't know. This is probably less. Yeah, there was more wire in last week, so this is definitely not as good, but it was faster and more convenient. They wrapped those pipes up really nice for us. Well, let's go on a cruise. Let's check out some new spots and see what we can find. Who knows? That's the fun of it. None of the car parts have arrived yet, but that's okay because we're still only halfway. There's still more work to be done, even after all of those are here and installed. So while I'm looking forward to that, we can't stop now. There's still a mission to complete. And plus, it's just fun to do, right? It's a gorgeous day. Come on. It'll be a lot of fun. This one. You just never know with this one, but every now and again, I come out with a whole bucket of brass. This one's kind of a shame, though. I definitely remember this one right here. Like, not specifically this one, but that is the type of unit that had a big stainless lump in it with some heavy brass connectors on the outside. Oh. That's a little something. Should really have a dust mask on. Wow. Gross. Just looking for scrap metal. I'm assuming this is not scrap.
No. And the guy who was sitting right there probably come out and go, yeah.
All right. Well, that explains the antenna and everything. Probably a bunch of copper in that. That thing's really heavy. Huh. Maybe we should give that a go. Hold on. Goodness. Well, that was officially way too much work for a little transformer. But hey, we got a transformer. Now, of course, I knew that big satellite dish that was all hooked up and had an antenna sitting on the dumpster was not scrap. But I wanted to give that guy an opportunity to say, hey, I've actually got a bunch of this we were trying to get rid of if you want it. You know how the game works. Anyway, next. You know, we might do a little alley cruising. Just see what we can find. Because you never know. I do love finding those big old temporary bins from people doing a house reno or what have you. But you can't always find those. You know? It's nice just to see what kind of donations people put out the back. Hold on a second. Well, you know how it goes. You just never know. I didn't even realize I was gonna find a big old bin, so I see a fridge. Huh. Oh. That's a good one. That's a good one. Sounds like metal. What's in there? Really light pieces of steel. Oh. Oh, what's that then? Other than some dog poop. Oh. That's a nice motor. Quite happy to find that. I hear something in there. What's that? Exhaust tip. Actually, it looks like I missed most of those. Off you go. Off you go. There. Good stuff. Some kind of a bag, whatever it was for, it's got a bunch of broken plastic now. Water bottle. Another water bottle. Oh, here's some cans again. Ooh. There's like a bunch down in there. Hopefully these aren't all rolling underneath the dumpster, because that would make it a lot more difficult. Yeah. It's all aluminum, but we'll take it anyway, just to see. Now that's what I'm talking about. Another motor. The color of the windings look like they could very well be aluminium. What the heck? And a toilet. I don't think I've ever seen a toilet box. A great success. How'd we do? Not bad. So there's our scrap metal. Let's get those bottles and cans. Now, most of you are already aware, but a few people asked me last time, so I might as well mention it. Yes, we do get paid for bottles and cans. They're not scrap value. They have a deposit when you buy them. It's an incentive for the manufacturers to be responsible for the recycling of all the material they're putting out there into the world. So you got to pay the deposit when you buy a beverage, but you get it all back when you bring them into the recycling depot. So these little ones are all 10 cents each, and these bigger ones are 25 cents each. So a bag like that, for me, is roughly $10, which is about as much as I would get for all the copper in one of these motors after stripping them out. Woo! Which obviously ain't a ton of money, but for the amount of work involved, it ain't too bad. Hold on a second. I see another picker. Are you my competition?
What's up?
Jeez, you're doing all right. Look at those bags.
Yeah, not bad. That was 2 stops, and the rest have just kind of come along.
Sweet, sweet. All right.
Spot I can toss these in?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, just find some space in the back. So this isn't a stranger. This is my buddy Chris. Figured we'd take him along for the ride. He's already got started. So let's see how it goes.
All right.
Oh, there you are.
I mean, they don't look too bad.
Chris mentioned to me these things exist. Worth taking a look at anyway. It's definitely taking some damage though. Looks like maybe they had a dog or something. I'm not sure. It comes with a bee. I mean, they're actual wood, so that's a point in their favor, but they've also absorbed a lot of moisture since being out here. Like, everything's all...
Show them to you at least, because I saw them and I thought, if anyone could refurbish them, it's you.
Nah, I'd be my roommate. I don't really, I don't put that much effort into furniture these days, although I'm planning on starting, but these ones in particular, I can just hear his voice. Right, already. Like, I don't even need to send him a picture. Those are too far gone. You'd have to replace the doors and the side pieces just to get started. So, cute, but nah. Hey, I found another one. You never know what you'll find. Hey. I mean, okay, I see one wire, but I am gonna look. See some helium steel. Don't want that. That one's plastic. That one's just garbage. Did you see a hot dog? There was a whole bunch of nice copper pipe, but that's definitely been discovered and taken. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely worth scrapping. We want that. Okay, so it looks like there's just steel pipes inside, and we kind of want this one. I don't actually have my pipe wrench, so we're gonna have to get creative.
Anything on the inside worth scrapping?
I haven't found it. Generally, no. It depends. The really old ones. I saw a buddy do a video with a really, really old one that was just like big loops of copper wire or copper pipes. Do you want to give that a tap towards me? Hold on. That should loosen that up a bit.
Got it.
Oh, there you go. All right.
One thing I learned is being a welder, you get a lot more force in pushing than you do in pulling.
Oh, that's fair. All right, sweet. A couple pieces of copper and brass. I would just put that in as brass because I can't really be bothered to cut that little bit out. But you could if you wanted to. So it's got to have some brass inside because that thing exists. I wonder what that looks like. I did bring the cutter if we wanted to like slice right into it and see how deep that brass goes. We could also use the screwdriver to pop that off. But like, it's all filled with expanding foam. You guys let me know if I should take this home and cut it open. We'll do it on the next one, because this one I think I'm gonna skip. I got what I wanted. Screw it, we'll take it. Do you want to make sure it doesn't fall? Drop it. Perfect. Bits and some pieces. All right, mind your back there, buddy.
Yeah, that's why I lift with my knees.
Oh no, lift with your back. It's the strongest muscle in your body. There. There. Now hold on just a second. There's a whole pile of trash. I love trash. Ooh, I tried this the other day. Those are absolutely foul.
Which?
No. the Gatorade Fit.
Oh yeah?
Those are pretty rough. Now what is that? What is all this? Whole bunch of bottles and cans. Oh hey, there's some more. Let's try and improve things a little bit for them. The one that really caught my eye was, what the heck is this? I'm pretty sure that's just straight steel. That's probably aluminum right there. Broken vacuum. Oh wow, that's actually copper. That's pretty rare. I don't usually find just a copper tube. Well, add it to the stash. That's fine. Nice. I guess their garbage bin's pretty full. Seems good to me. All right, let's keep going. Oh, what have we here? Hello. Let's see what it's like getting the brass off of this. Oh, that comes right off. All right, well, a little bit of brass and copper in that. Not a whole lot, but it counts. And this is a little more... These are kind of troubling. Oh, this one's actually moving. Wow, that's a rare treat. Try to get some of that scum off of there. A couple little bits of brass, all right. I hear some rattling. You're doing all right?
No minor success.
All right. These folks have some quality trash. I think I might have a peek. Look at all those, huh? Some real retro TVs. Or at least one retro TV. Oh, and that thing's an ammo crate. Wonder what the rest of this junk is. Got some hoses. That's really heavy foam.
It's like home reno projects.
Some keys. And whatever this stuff is. A whistle. More keys. All right. A fan. What are these things? That's wild. Rechargeable cordless spotlight. I would all but guarantee you. Well, actually. Alright, that's worth a try. Yeah. Yeah. My old favorites. How do we get that off without trying too hard?
Well, you just take the whole thing and then rip it apart and comfort at home.
I'm not sure that motor's even worth the trouble. Whistle, couple keys, some wires, a battery, and looky here, Chris got the motor. That wasn't so hard. Boop.
Not a bad haul for a few hours.
Yeah, seems all right. Okay, we're back at the house, and this is the haul. It's really not bad at all. I'm gonna get this unloaded and sort through that box there. I'm actually kind of grateful there isn't like a ton of stuff to process. Maybe I'll do these motors tonight. Maybe I won't. But I'm gonna leave all the steel in there. Alrighty. I'm gonna leave the steel where it is because I think we better go do a steel run. We'll have to do that in the morning. But put those there for now. Might actually use those. Might actually try and take the aluminium out of this if that is, in fact, aluminium. Got a proper bag full of bottles now. There we go. I might actually give Chris a couple of these bags just to help him out. He's committed to trying out content creation on a few different platforms. I think he's streaming and doing different like Facebook and TikTok reels and those sorts of things. I'll share his info once he's kind of nailed down where his primary focus is going to be. I'm not sure what that is, but he figured some bottle picking and some scrapping would be a good way to supplement his income. And personally, I absolutely agree. Obviously, it's not great. I mean, bottle picking kind of sucks, and it's well, it doesn't actually suck. It can be nice, but it's best to leave it to the needy. But it sure can be helpful to get you from point A to point B. It was critical in helping me get to the point I'm at now, and so were all of you, so thanks so much for that. Changed my life. So although I don't really want to encourage anybody else to do bottle picking, because it's somewhat problematic, That's all I'll say. I think if it's going to help him create a better life for himself, I support that decision. Just as I support anybody else who's doing the same thing. He might find it a little difficult without a vehicle, but most people who do don't have a vehicle. So that should be fine. And let's see just how long it takes to strip these out. Huh. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and say this is stupid, but if anybody actually gets a good price for this, I always forget the name of it. Nickel something? Alright. This kind of has me questioning if those tubes even are aluminum. They don't look like aluminum. I'm suspicious. Magnetic, non-magnetic cutting wheel. The sparks mean that's stainless. Yeah, curiously, those are stainless. Alright, what's next? This one. Okay. Well, that looks like, yup, clearly steel to me. That's on a steel collar, so I think that's really just being a dink. Yeah, if there's any more copper in here, you guys let me know. As far as I can tell, that is it. All right, let's get into this. What have we got? Yeah, I still have to. We'll figure that out. Not sure what to do any of that. Put that transformer as well. Oh yeah, a viewer sent in, ordered on Amazon for me another pair of these, which I'm pretty sure it's the same person who usually sends me nice stuff, but that might seem silly, but it's fantastic because now I can keep one in the vehicle and one in the garage, and I don't have to have them moving all about. Which, now that I think of it, is a fantastic idea, and I think I'm going to transition towards having a full set of tools in the vehicle and in the shop here, in the space, I'm calling it the shop, because it seems a little silly to struggle to make sure I've got everything where it needs to be all the time and be forgetting tools. So at this point in my scrapping journey, I feel like it's more than fair and pretty easy to justify doing that. There we go. Got some number 1. There. Don't need to show that off for the thumbnail anymore. I can go over there. Okay, I'll mow through this and, yeah, just give me a sec. Okay. Those pieces, those will come next. Right now, I just need to get the Phillips in here and see how much brass we're actually looking at. That off. That off. More Phillips. And those bits. Well, those are definitely a bit silly, but at least they're moving. Golly, what a task. Okay, well, never mind that. Just pop those off. We're gonna do that one the easy way. Wait. Well, now we know it's definitely brass. And that pops out. This is not brass. Actually, well, we're having fun. We'll go from brass to copper on those. Brass, 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 piece of copper. I know I said I wasn't going to bother, but here we are. Brass and copper. Can we get this one out? Huh, that one was actually pretty easy. More brass, more copper. Yeah, I'm having fun. What should we cut next? Ooh, I have an idea. Now that was a fine idea. Cool. Now, to be completely honest, I'm not sure I feel like dealing with this. We'll definitely check and see if any of it is brass. Okay, that's brass, that's brass. Yeah, alright, and that's plastic. There we go. Got the brass, not gonna fuss about the rest. Nope. One of those on the pile. A few more of those in the wire. Does that come off? There we go. Okay. Clean aluminum, bunch of steel. Also calling that steel. Actually, I can go and prep. And then this one. How do we do this one? Like this. I understand that probably seems a little drastic. Oh, aluminum windings. Well, then we'll stop right there. Actually, while we're at it. Okay, those two are copper. That leaves us with what? Well, a little bit of cleanup, obviously. Let me take care of that. And then besides these trinkets, which may or may not survive the next purge, we'll see how I feel after doing a batch of these. Now these could take me a little while, so I might just go till the camera battery dies. Alrighty, it is a beautiful morning. Got all that that wire stripped out, and well, half stripped anyway. Did okay. Took me about an hour. I got this many. And we got the steel all loaded up, so we can pop this over to the scrapyard and get rid of it real quick. Hey! I should have backed up more. Whatever. Man, what did he cut out of that one? Interesting. Oh, shoot. No, I want to do prep first. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Phew. So sad sometimes. Somebody left the motor in there. There's a stainless steel. Oh my goodness. That's a Hobart. That's insane. That's a stainless steel mixing bin. Giant motor. Yeah, that's a Hobart. Are you serious? Wow. Is he trying to pull that off with the claw? Well, it's not gonna work. Woo! Okay, whatever. It's like a $12,000 planetary mixer. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't work, but and then over here, look at this, the refrigeration cooling table. Couldn't even bother taking the radiator out. Like, I don't know, man. I'm lazy sometimes. I get laziness. Oh no. Oh no. Those were... I'm inhaling platinum, palladium, and rhodium. It's like a stack of DPFs. Oh man. Trust the process. Trust that they know what they're doing. Yeah, I hope they removed the pucks out of those DPFs. I mean, they're the scrapyard, not me, so I'm not gonna pretend I know. Like, I'm sure they know what they're doing. Alls I know is, last time I had a DPF to scrap, it was worth like 500 bucks. And that was before the prices were what they are now. One of them cakes in there is has got actual precious metals, and the other one is just straight carbon. And I can't wait to tell you how I know that. Alright, there's our prepared. Let's go get paid after we weigh out one more time, because, you know, that's how it works. Well, the price of steel is up. 14 cents a pound. We got 64 bucks from that. I sure wish I had a bigger vehicle with more capacity. I'd go and fill it up with appliances. I don't know why I don't have my truck back yet. I need to go and talk to the shop there. It's weird. Anyway, let's bring in the non-ferrous. Normally I wouldn't bring in such a small volume of anything, but I want to see how much we got out of those 2 days dumpster diving. Oh, one more thing. This, I don't know what they're going to call it. I already feel, oh yeah, the aluminum. Okay, one more thing. There. 2 days dumpster diving, 2 great days. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call that a big success. What do we get? A bunch of cash. Here, I will put the ticket up on the screen for anybody who wants to see the details. But we're doing pretty good. What did I get? $4.70 a pound for bright and shiny copper is pretty sweet. That with 14 cents a pound on steel. It's a good time to be scrapping. What are the standout pieces? So that aluminum wound motor, we got $2.42 for that. Yeah, we got light dirty aluminum, so we got $1 for that aluminum radiator. 27 cents a pound. So that is like twice as much as we would have gotten for that little 4 pounds of material than if we just left it in the tin shred. But I'm not gonna bother taking those out again, even if I've got a whole pile of them. That was silly. That bin full of wires was $100. That's really where all the weight came from on those couple runs, and that added up quick. So normally I kind of pshaw wire, like insulated wire, but if the weight is there, absolutely. Oh, and the batteries, we got $5.50 for the batteries. So it's not like they're, you know, I knew they were tiny, but they also didn't take any effort, really, so that was worthwhile. Total there, 342. Add that to the 64 we got earlier. 2 days dumpster diving, $400. That's not bad at all. We've still got $20 worth of bottles to bring in whenever we get around to that as well. So, yeah, not every day is going to be like that. Those were some pretty spectacular runs. But those were some pretty spectacular runs. Lots to be grateful for. The weather's nice. We got 4 wheels and a heartbeat. All the tools. And the best audience on YouTube. Thanks so much for being here. I am looking forward to sharing all the things that I've been working on in the background. That'll be fun. And it's so much more fun to have you around. So look forward to the next one. I think next week is going to be one of the videos I've been working really hard on. So I can't wait to share it with you. Maybe a week later, I'm not sure. It's taken, these things take time. Anyway, like, subscribe, leave it better than you found it. Keep doing the thing.